Yan kan din gwal na kangil gran yang kapal pajak. Rarian bar ke korna rongkol tealang. Kan wan da rongkol leper kan gwal yaram pelan nang kailo wajar lagar gwal yaram pel manalang gwal manalajil manal peranjil. Kan lawan tu leperin juga dia nanti ke pukona wanjil man gwalal kagaral kalkuman. Gwali berlagar lalku. Lawa cira lato. Siapa nya mai dilangana. Lalan bajile. Wala nuanji ngani berma patel ke koner berma kota ni ambai ngani berma bulan marla bamnen gwali na wanjim.
In the lush forests of the tropics, where flowers bloom throughout the year, animals that feed on nectar can always find a drink somewhere. Here, in the parched deserts of Australia, where flowers only bloom after brief rains, have to have some way of storing it to last them through the hard times. These mulga trees produce nectar on which ants feed. They have the most extraordinary larders.
These golden globes hanging from the roof are their storage pots, full of honey. Each one is alive, an ant with an abdomen expanded to the size of a grape. The small dark flecks are the hard plates which protect the body of a normal-sized ant. It's the membrane between them that is stretched. Almost totally inactive, so they consume very little of the honey that they hold, drunk by the busy workers, who, when there's little food to be found above ground, come down here and induce the honey pots to regurgitate. The workers also tend the swollen bodies, keeping them well groomed and clean. The workers collect all the nectar they can to top up the colony's storage by feeding it to them, drop by drop.
The people who've roamed these deserts for millennia, the Aborigines, have always valued these ants as one of their few sources of sugar, and they eat them just as they are. It's liquid, warm, and marvelously sweet.
They are known as sikisapas, a leaf-cutting giant ant that farm with devoted labor in which colonies have survived for millions of years. Every year, they anticipate one of the most mystical rituals in their cycle of life, the centuries-old tradition of a town that has become the major celebration for the villagers. The Sikisapa will face during their nuptial flight.
En la llegada de la temporada de lluvias, se anuncia la primavera y en ella la aparición repentina de las ixapas. La lomada antes de cubrirse de hormigas es señalado como punto de caza. Una vez que ya se escucha el sonar de las hormigas, es el momento preciso de chamusquear.
Remenea, remenea, para la izquierda y la derecha, para adentro y para afuera, ella se arrebata, bata, 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 blan, blan, se arrebata, yo no sé lo que le pasa.
Al ver la luz, en desesperado vuelo, chocan con las llamas, cayendo al suelo, en circunstancias que los chamusqueadores aprovechan para cazarlas. Luego, en la cocina de los hogares riojanos, serán sacados las alas, uno a uno. Se recomienda también lavarlos bien, serán tostados.
Lluvias torrenciales, admiras que te avisan, zigzapa exquisita que perfumas mi casita. Las lomas
mamadas muy repletas. Zigzapa que rica, tu aroma mi singa les tira. Zigzapa que rica, mi shimi se queda chuncha. Muy contento.
Hartos hormiguero.
Estoy haciendo mucho ruido. Sí tiene. A ver quién lo saca. Así encimita, sí.
Ya huelen. Ay, chiquirey.
¿Duele?
No.
Ah, chis. No trajiste más, ¿no?
Come.
La una.
Esto contiene proteínas y me dará energía.
A ver, Carmita.
Camoles.
They've just brought me out from the village because they found this wasp's nest. And in a few minutes they're going to smoke that and then break it open for the grubs inside, which are considered a good source of food. Some of these tropical wasps have got extremely potent stings, and if I had an allergic reaction, that could prove fatal. That pinging noise is the wasps exploding.
Ôi.
As the smoke rises through the layers of larvae, it chokes any remaining wasps. With the wasps safely dispersed, the shells of larvae can be dismantled. These are the larvae that they're after. It's quite surprising how many are actually in that nest. Try a couple of these then. It's got a pretty indistinct taste and it's very soft. Try another one. It's a bit eggy. Not bad though. Some more.
Which one is better?
Which one tastes better, small ones or big ones?
The small one is better than the big one.
Disgusting, man.
Honeybee or a wasp?
That's not a honeybee.
Look more like a wasp, right? The paper wasp? Oh, good. Okay, thank you. Like shrimp. Here, you should try some, hon.
对，叫什么 bee
Bee?
bee yeah
Bee babies?
oh yeah bees babies. This is bee
Fried bees. Okay.
and I'm gonna try eating one. I'm not gonna eat this one. I'm gonna eat a smaller one. This one looks a little bit too much like a bee. Oh no, why did I sign up for this, man?
What's it like?
Chicken.
Oh, kind of like,
Like chips.
like chips.
Yummy. It looks like a plate of nuts and what? Bees.
Fried bees. Okay, this is my first attempt at eating bees. You want a bee? Really? All right, cheers. Let's do it together. Cheers. Very good. It's good. I'm gonna try another one. Very good. Wow. Isaac ate a bee. Wow. Give me a kiss. Was it good? Another bee? Have a bee. We love bees. Bees are good. Cheers.
Eddie.
Wow. It's actually really good.
I've got the most important ingredient. We've got some hakanoko. We've got 1 cup of the hakanoko. Is joining us for lunch. Dry pan on here with a bit of oil in it, olive oil.
We're getting hungry.
Yeah.
What do you think of it, Dad?
It's absolutely beautiful. Why isn't it this sort of thing isn't dished up in restaurants and that sort of thing?
I don't know. It's eaten a lot overseas, but not in Australia.
Not in Western countries.
And yet it's full of nourishment and protein.
And it tastes beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a dish that you could present at any meal table.
Yes.
It is.
Ils viennent se rassembler.
For thousands of years, the Sardinians have been enjoying a very unusual food, secret of which has been passed down for generations, casu marzu, otherwise known as Italian maggot cheese. By cutting off the crust, we make the cheese really inviting to flies, the perfect place to lay their eggs. The flies' eggs will have hatched into larvae. This is the moment of magic. The pecorino cheese has been transformed into casu marzu. Larvae eat the rotting cheese. As they digest it, it passes through their bodies, giving casu marzu its unique, legendary flavour and texture.
Now squashing all the maggots to get all the flavours out.
Look at that, you see the little maggots here? All over the place. Strong, smooth. They thought there's worms going around in my mouth, but it develops. It's very, very rich, isn't it? And it goes across the mouth. Beautiful. Absolutely molto bene.
E-number colours aren't food manufacturers. This is E120, pink colour. It's in things like cakes, in yogurts, it's even in some sausages. The sauce is really quite extraordinary. It can only be found in hot climates. When you find out where it's come from, you might actually feel a bit disgusted, but for me, I'm fascinated by it. Chana Pereira takes me to see her cacti, but they don't look very pink to me.
Bueno, esto es la tunera opuntia.
These cacti are specifically for cochineal production.
Sí, 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 sí.
Yes. Bugs.
La cochinilla hembra. Esta es la sangre de la cochinilla.
So it's the blood? One of the very few insects that produce red carminic acid to stop other insects from eating them. But this acid is also the source of E120. Harvest the insect.
Qué guapo.
Pregnant females are put into a sac.
The cactus? Sí, infecta todo el cactus. Se adhieren, ahí van creciendo. Cuando ya están maduras, con esta cuchara recoge las cochinillas, así, a secarla. Saquitos de chorizo que mi abuelo me decía, hay que llenarlos bien y matar bien la cochinilla para que el carmín salga muy frondoso.
But it's not the song that kills them. The heat of the sun does that job. Then shake the dead bugs to remove any dirt.
Oh, contratado.
Moler bien la cochinilla.
It's really hard, isn't it?
Sí, va saliendo el color púrpura. How's that? Pretty good? Okay.
Boil up roughly 250 crushed bugs and then filter the solution.
Look at that red.
Is a richly coloured cochineal solution. Carminic acid is the pure pigment, but to make the colour stable, we now add aluminium and calcium salts.
So that's it. Poco a poco? Poco a poco.
Filter it.
Look at that colour. There it is. Wow. Oh. Look at that.
If you see the word cochineal or carmine or E120 on the ingredients list of any food, this is what it is you're eating, and this is what it's come from. Over 20 billion cochineal bugs are harvested each year.
Mercado de la boquería. Estos gusanos son mexicanos. Hay de diferentes sabores y son muy ricos en ensalada. Son los grillos gigantes y los escarabajos. Son de Tailandia y el 30% de su cuerpo es proteína. Estos escorpiones son chinos y se come mucho con arroz. Vodka de escorpión que sirve para decorar y para bajar la gradación alcohólica. Son las hormigas culonas, saben a frutos secos. Los insectos son vegetarianos, así que deberían darnos menos asco que los cangrejos, que son carroñeros.
Está bueno.
¿A qué sabe?
Como una pipa más dulce.
Estos aún no he probado. ¿Sí? Son como palomitas. Bueno, ¿no?
Bueno.
The queen weaver ants. Look in there. Yeah.
A company that makes protein bars from crickets.
A flour from crickets that is nutritionally superior to other protein sources.
It's more iron than beef, almost as much calcium as milk, and is very high in omega-3 fatty acids. It's completely natural, no artificial processing.
Much more sustainable. One cow can produce up to 132 pounds of methane a day, roughly equivalent to a car, while crickets produce almost none. Crickets also require virtually no space, no feed, and no water.
It's actually